Good Saturday morning, everybody. Lead meteorologist John Choquette here, back in Oklahoma City at my house for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast. I'm doing 11:15 this morning. Got some stuff I want to do this afternoon, so I was just trying to get this done a little earlier before we get into the forecast. And yes, Jeremy, we do in fact need some 5 stars. Before we get into it, yes, I'm wearing a new Hail Trace jacket, mainly because I didn't feel like putting a button-up shirt on. So, just showing off some of our new clothes. And let's jump right into it. Make sure you guys have your notifications set up, like always. If I can get my computer to catch up with me here. There we go. Notifications set up as always. Go to your notification settings, notification options, select the ways you want to get your push notifications, whether it's through your phone, email, or desktop computer, in the regions you want to be notified for in relation to your business needs. Say that every day. Most of you guys, especially on Saturdays here, watch pretty regularly. You know the drill. Jump right into the forecast here. We have a surprising area that's in at risk today. We have chance of hail pretty much all the way from Des Moines all the way to the East Coast. So the area I have highlighted with the highest chance of seeing some hail is across surprisingly southeastern sections of Pennsylvania. Things are looking pretty good for some severe weather this afternoon, probably after about 2 o'clock this afternoon Eastern time, about 1 o'clock Central time. Philadelphia, 20% chance, your highest chance. Why the name of my forecast video today is the city of brotherly hail, because Philadelphia has the best chance of seeing some hail today. Philadelphia, down towards DC, Baltimore, got 10% there, 10% even for Pittsburgh. And then I think Harrisburg's in here a little bit, somewhere in here as well. I'd say 20% also. So all these areas could see some hail upwards of golf ball size this afternoon, especially for the East Coast, north of the Mason-Dixon line. That is kind of impressive hail possibilities there. Further to the west, Indiana, Ohio, I have the chance for some quarter half dollar size hail there, 2 to 5% kind of averaging anywhere from Indianapolis to Columbus, to Cleveland, Cincinnati. There will be some storms there. I think there'll be more rain with wind and less big hail. There's that chance stronger updraft here or there to get some quarter half dollar size. For the most part, the biggest hail threat today is going to be in Pennsylvania, Maryland, D.C., Delaware, far southern Jersey, and far northern Virginia. So we'll be watching that very carefully. I do have some stuff to do today, but I'll be watching everything very carefully. So if by any means I have to race back home to do some live coverage for any storms that happen, I of course will. And I'm going to try to get some of my stuff done a little earlier today so we can be around just in case. Frank's on call today. He'll be available to pay attention to any storms as well. Unfortunately for Frank's sake, further to the west, which I have not really talked about too much, across Iowa, from Des Moines, Davenport to Chicago, it looks like we will see some storms forming later this evening, probably after about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight. And kind of similar to last night, get some storms to go up and possibly drop some quarter half dollar size hail there. Again, that's across central Iowa, eastern Iowa, and even towards the Chicago area. That could be overnight tonight. So, that is what we're looking at for today. I'm going to jump ahead and look at Mother's Day as well. We have a handful of different areas at risk for tomorrow. None of them are very high. There's no really big risk for storms. They're all fairly marginal right now. So I think storms are going to happen tomorrow. It's just the biggest question is going to be how intense it's going to be, how big the coverage is going to be. Are storms really going to actually form in some of these areas that could produce large hail? So a lot of uncertainties, but this is what we're looking at right now. 3 distinct areas that we're thinking about storms. The first of which that will probably form first will be across the Great Lakes region, places like Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, similar to what we have today, up to half dollar size hail is possible on that. Further off to the west along the dry line here in Kansas and Texas and Oklahoma, I think some storms are going to form tomorrow afternoon around dinner time. Probably have some bigger hail with that. If any storms do form, could have closer to 2-inch, maybe even towards tennis ball size hail, depending on how things pan out tomorrow. And that could make it all the way up towards the Kansas City area. I think more likely Texas Panhandle, northwestern Oklahoma, and down by the Garden City, Dodge City part of Kansas is your more likely area. And then finally, Across the Front Range, we could see some storms pop up tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours from like just north of Cheyenne down through the Denver area. We'll be watching those obviously very carefully. Right now, I'm staying up to ping pong ball size as possible. But anybody who works Denver knows that that's pretty normal up to ping pong ball size hail, but extremely high volume. So we'll be watching that again. Fairly marginal right now, but all it takes is one storm, and especially for the Denver Front Range area, the storms form right over people and go up pretty quick when they do happen. So you gotta always try to give you guys a little bit of heads up the potential for that. It's very hard to forecast more than a day or two for the Denver area, so that's why we're giving that a little bit there. Those are 3 years we're looking at for tomorrow for Mother's Day. I will have a video tomorrow, most likely around noon time, depending on how things are looking. If it looks about as active as this, I will obviously do a forecast video and I'll be around. If things start to not look as good and be less active, I may be out of town. So we'll just kind of play it by ear, see how things go tomorrow. I'll try my best to get a video out there for you guys pretty early on Mother's Day. I know a lot of you guys, don't want to have a lot of activity on Mother's Day itself, but at the same time, it's a very quiet start to the year, so I think you guys wouldn't mind too much if you had to leave your wife at home for the afternoon to go hit up a storm. So that's what I have for my forecasts. I'll look at the models very quickly just to show you guys what we have here for today, and then kind of looking at tomorrow as well. Oh no, did the weather just crash on me? Uh-oh. Okay, alright, somebody asked about anything. Jackass, anything for Dallas coming this week? Unfortunately, probably not. The way this pattern seems to be, Oklahoma and Texas may start, you guys might be, we're starting to be a little nervous that this might be getting close to the end here. I'm not ringing the it's over bells yet, but we do need some changes to happen in the next couple of weeks, or we're going to run out of time. But probably nothing in the next 5 or 6 days. Unfortunately, the long wait continues. Here's what we have for Pennsylvania. You see storms forming this afternoon in Ohio, again around 2, 3 o'clock. And then especially you see this storm right here in parts of southern Pennsylvania. We have the Philadelphia area is right here, and it continues to show this one storm really go to town right around 5, 6 o'clock. So we'll be watching that extremely carefully. Again, Philly is one of the biggest cities in the country, so we'll have to keep a very close eye on that. Obviously, the large storm who's in Philadelphia, I will do live coverage for that. And I'm going to shift over as well to the Midwest, show you guys that risk for storms overnight across Iowa and Illinois. Sorry if I'm looking away from the camera. My screen is off to the side. Dodgers, like the Cleveland Browns, is always next year. Well, I don't know how good of an analogy that is, since the Cleveland Browns are absolutely terrible, and Dallas is probably one of the bigger markets out there. So anyway, so this is what we're looking at for going into this evening. You can see again after about 9 p.m. 3Z is about 9 p.m. We have storms forming across parts of northern Illinois and into Iowa, even into Indiana a little bit as well. So that's what we're looking at. So it might be, unfortunately, for Frank, who's on call today, might have a pretty long night tonight with some storms. I don't think any of these will be really significant, but there's a chance that they're there. And let's see, I'll look quickly at just tomorrow real fast, and you can just look at that and see what they have expected for there. Just to show you, give you guys some visuals. See, some storms may form. This is tomorrow afternoon in Ohio. They have something going on, and then into the overnight hours. Again, very summer-like pattern already, which is very interesting. Being in mid-May, this is more similar to what you'd see in June or even July. So this year went from the cold couldn't go away to suddenly it's summer. So yeah, spring didn't want to show up. All right, And then we have, this is going to tomorrow. You see some storms forming in Oklahoma, and then activity up here in the Front Range. All this in the Front Range here. So that's what we're looking at for tomorrow. Those are the main areas that we're expecting. And any questions you guys may have, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I can answer them for you after the fact. Especially if you're not watching this live, like I'm sure a lot of you guys, that's not the case over the weekend. I hope any other questions you may have, I can answer them. And feel free to follow us on Facebook if it's your first time watching. If you guys heard about us from our attempt at doing this live yesterday across at the SVG Scale at Lunch and Learn in Omaha, I promise the next one will be better. That was our first attempt at doing these on the road, and obviously some kinks need to be worked out. Hit that follow button, hit see first, especially when we do live coverage videos. They're not set at the same time every day. I mean, today we went a little earlier than normal. Give us a call, email us, or visit our website for more information you guys may want. And I'll talk to you again, possibly later on today, depending on how the forecast pans out. If we do have a big storm heading towards Philadelphia or any other major city, we will come live and do coverage for that. If not, I'll see you guys again tomorrow, probably sometime in the morning to around noontime. Again, depending upon how things are, how the activity looks for tomorrow. And give you that Mother's Day hail forecast. Hope you have a great rest of your Saturday and possibly the rest of the weekend. If I don't see you guys, have a great rest of your day.